me was the fact that Tiffany kept trying to throw shade at Star, like, oh girl, like if you weren't so big, maybe if you weren't so big, whatever. And it's never really, I feel like maybe it was disclosed how big exactly Star is. You sent me help home. What am I supposed to do? I have to do my own grocery shopping and I have to drive myself. Like Star is just not, homegirl is not feeling it, okay? What the F were you doing? Like, how did you manage to run into the back of my car at a red light? What were you focusing on? And she is just so like, oh my God, you are being too loud right now. Like, I'll just give you my lawyer and my insurance card. We'll figure it out. Just calm down. Star's reaction had me in tears. Star, as soon as she saw him, she's like, there's no way I can stay in this house with this asshole. Like, I can't stay. That means you're extra. Hey you guys, I am back with another book review. As you see, I am reviewing the book Snuggled Up with a Boujee Bbw for the holidays. And this book is by Tiana. I hope I'm saying that right. You guys, this main character, Miss Star Richards. Okay, yes, Richards is her last name. Miss Star has so much attitude and uppityness. I was not rocking with sis at first. I was like, girl, why are you acting so stuck up and so bougie? Like, and obviously she's gonna be bougie because that's the title of the book. But she still was just really like, she stuck her nose up at people. Like, there was a part of the book where her dad was taking her to go feed the homeless at a homeless shelter. And Miss Star was like, what are we here for? Like, why do we have to be next to these people? Like, I don't want to sit here and have these people all up close to me. And her father is just like, Star, we're not doing this today. Like, she is the definition of a daddy's girl, okay? Star has to have her way at all times. Star is just, the world rises and sets on Star's behind in Star's life, okay? Because even her father will tell her, like, Star, you were supposed to be meeting me at the office at 8 o'clock, or you were supposed to be meeting me here at 9 o'clock. I know you're not just now getting out of bed. And Star is like, yeah, but I'll be there soon. And by soon, 2.5 hours later have gone by, and Star is just now in traffic, still doing her makeup in between red lights. And in the process of her doing this, she gets into a car accident, rear ends this man's car. Gabe jumps out of his car and he's like, what the F were you doing? Like, how did you manage to run into the back of my car at a red light? What were you focusing on? And she is just so like, oh my God, you are being too loud right now. Like, I'll just give you my lawyer and my insurance card. We'll figure it out. Just calm down. Like, you're doing too much. And rightfully so, Gabe is pissed and he's like, nah, I really want an explanation. Like, what were you doing that made you just sit here and hit my car like this? Like, what were you focused on? And his homeboys even trying to calm him down, like, listen, please don't do too much. Like, don't do too much. Whatever. The police arrive on the scene, and with Miss Star Richards having the father that she has, of course she knows the police officer that pulls up on the scene. His name is Lyle. And this does nothing but infuriate Gabe because he's like, so if it was me that had ran into her, y'all would have already been asking for my license, my registration, and been sitting here trying to find a reason to throw me in jail. But since she's little Miss Prissy and you guys know her family or she knows you guys, y'all going all extra light on her. Gabe and his mouth. That boy has a mouth. I feel like Gabe, if Gabe is any horoscope sign, I feel like Gabe was probably an Aries man because he has so much anger. Like that man just, he has a mouth, okay? Gabe is one of those ones of if it comes to his mind, it's going to come out of his mouth. And that is not always the way to go. Okay. Gabe gets bonded out of jail, bailed out of jail by his friend. He doesn't even really need the money. I guess at first he was pissed off about his car, but then it gets to a point where it's made very clear Gabe ain't hurting for funds. He just gets off on bothering this woman. So when Gabe runs into Star with her mother at the grocery store, Gabe is like, so are you gonna run me my funds? Like, where is my money? And her mother is looking like, girl, how do you know this man? And Star is just popping off at the mouth and he's an asshole and don't pay him no attention, this and that. And her mother keeps getting her together like, we not gonna talk about people like that. Like, you need to use your act like you have some manners, act like I raised you right. Like, her mother had to tell her like 3 different times, like, you need to fix your mouth. Stop. Don't act like I raised you in the backwoods, okay? Because that's not how me and your father raised you at all. Gabe gets off so much on just ruffling Star's feathers. Like, ooh, Gabe just gets off on it so much. Now, there is a lot of family drama going on in Star's family. Her father has come up with the idea that he would like to get the whole family together for Thanksgiving. They actually have butlers and maids and cooks and things where typically they prepare all the meals, but her father is like, this year we're going to do it all by ourselves. And Star is not thrilled with the idea that she's like, you sent the help home? What am I supposed to do? I have to do my own grocery shopping and I have to drive myself. Like, Star is just not, homegirl is not feeling it, okay? So when the day of Thanksgiving comes and everyone has gotten together, two of Star's aunts are not happy to see another one of the aunts there, okay? When I say words start getting thrown, people start getting hit with stuff below the belt on some like, that man is he still alive if you weren't out here sneaking and creeping. And you have one of the young cousins, Blessing, is looking like, Ma, what are they talking about? You were cheating on daddy? Like, because what's tea, sis? I've never heard about this. It just was so much going on. So when Star's father tells her and Blessing, because they're cousins, he tells them, like, you guys go ahead, go on this trip together to the cabins in Tennessee. You guys need to start spending more time together because ever since Blessing's father has died and ever since the grandmother has died, y'all act like y'all not even cousins anymore. With them going on this trip, they end up, well, before the trip even gets there, I think it was like a couple days or a week before, they end up repairing their little relationship and they're back like on speaking terms. They're actually more than cordial with each other. I wouldn't even say cordial is enough. So when they get on this trip and one of Blessing's friends is there, her name was Tiffany. Tiffany Tiffany was thirsty for the men that were there already, okay? And when they all arrive, Star is bamboozled and befuddled when she sees none other than Gabe inside the house already. Like, Star's reaction had me in tears. Star, as soon as she saw him, she's like, there's no way I can stay in this house with this asshole. Like, I can't stay here. Star was not trying to stay there with this man, and it was so funny to me. Like, and Gabe's just sitting there like, I've literally done nothing, but y'all can go ahead and decide if y'all want me to leave, if she's gonna leave, whatever's gonna happen, because I've done nothing to this woman besides basically kind of play with her a little bit because it's funny, like, and her reactions are so boisterous that he can't resist. He just can't resist. Getting back to Tiffany. Tiffany is very clearly thirsty for Gabe and any other man that she lays her eyes on. But what was so corny to me was the fact that Tiffany kept trying to throw shade at Star, like, oh girl, like, if you weren't so big, maybe if you weren't so big, whatever. And it's never really, I feel like maybe it was disclosed how big exactly Star is. I don't know. It just was corny because it was just like, girl, like, there's plenty of men to go around for everybody. You don't have to throw shade at Star and sit here and be like, oh, well. And then they were playing a game of Never Have I Ever. And Star sitting here saying that she's really never done any of these things. And there's always that one virgin in the group, basically. Like, so that's not surprising. But Tiffany really kept trying to highlight, like, well, if you weren't so big and if you weren't so inexperienced, maybe you wouldn't be single. Like, sis, and with all your experience, why are you single? So maybe weight has nothing to do with it, and we should just all focus on like our own issues in business. Maybe that's what we should do. I was so glad at the way that not only Blessing but also Star gathered her up, and here come Gabe rushing in talking about some, don't be letting her take you off your throne. I said, yes, Gabe, go ahead and do your thing. You guys, I love that Gabe does not kiss this girl's behind. I love that Gabe is like, listen, you're a queen in your own right, but if you think I'm gonna sit here and follow you around this cabin and sniff up and down your behind while you're acting like you don't know what just went down yesterday, I'm not about to play with you. I absolutely love this book. I think my favorite character was easily Gabe because I love his sense of humor. I love his personality. Like, Gabe is a cool vibe. So I think Gabe was my favorite. Least favorite character. At first, it was Star herself. I'm not gonna lie, because Star was just so uppity and snooty. And I'm like, girl, like, feeding the homeless isn't gonna kill you. Like, having to drive yourself around and open your own doors won't kill you either. Like, grocery shopping for yourself won't kill you. You'll be okay. So after I got over my issues with Star, I think the least liked character for me was probably Tiffany. Cause like I said, she was acting real corny. All right. And I hope nobody has a friend like Tiffany that they just stick their nose in other people's business where it does not need to be. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. As you know, it was available on Kindle Unlimited. I will make sure to read another book by this author. I really, really enjoyed it. I don't know how I stumbled across the book. I think maybe I saw it posted on a Facebook group, or maybe someone had shared the book cover and it was posted on my feed. I don't know. I love this book, and it will not be the last time I read a book by this author. If you read a book by this author, go ahead and drop the title below. Because I want to try another one, and I'd rather try one that people are like, yeah, girl, go ahead. This is the next one. Go ahead and try it. So I'm excited about that. If you have not already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I am coming with book reviews back to back all of 2024. Okay, we are in February. You guys, my birthday is coming, February 26th. I am dropping a novella. It's called You Thought You Changed That Nigga. This young man is delivering more than just packages to doorsteps in Memphis, Tennessee. Okay. It's available for 99 cents on Amazon. I am so excited because I already see the pre-orders rolling in. I am so happy about everything this year. It's not even funny. There are so many good books coming out by so many different authors. I feel like I just can't read them fast enough. So thank you so much for watching this video and for supporting my channel. And I look forward to seeing you in the next book review. Bye.